The following session is from Signal TV, which occurred over on twitch.tv/Twilio on September 30th and October 1st.
And now I'm really excited because the demo we've got coming up is using my favorite Twilio API, and that is the WhatsApp API, or I should more accurately say the Twilio API for WhatsApp. So my guest today is Ottavio Della Rosa. Thank you so much for joining us, Ottavio. Do you want to tell us a little bit about you?
Yeah. Hey, everyone. Good morning, good evening. I'm really glad to be able to join the session. I'm a product manager. I work on WhatsApp. We have a team dedicated for WhatsApp at Twilio. A little bit about myself. I am, as the Brazilians may be able to tell, I'm Brazilian. Live in San Jose. I've been in the US for about 15 years.
Awesome.
And super excited to be talking about WhatsApp today.
Cool. And I see you've got your Signal t-shirt there as well. I'm a little bit jealous of that.
Yes, I do.
We've had a lot of swag envy today. So as I said, WhatsApp is my favorite API. And we've done quite a few demos on the EMEA team this morning. Now, you have some very interesting news for all of our WhatsApp lovers, haven't you?
Yes. If anybody has been monitoring, watching the changelog, as sometimes I do, WhatsApp is actually GA today. So Twilio support for WhatsApp Business API is generally available. So,
that is awesome news. Yay. Yeah. So does that change anything for the onboarding? Because there are some challenges with onboarding customers at the moment, aren't there?
I'm really glad to say we've overcome substantially all of the challenges over the past year. The GA is a representation of the binding to the Twilio SLA, of investments in infrastructure, resilience, and API uptime. So there's no change in the actual experience. The one change that people see is that we've done a bit of a console redesign and refresh, including the templates experience. Onboarding today is actually taking, it used to take actually many weeks. Some people would be waiting for months just because of the sheer demand for WhatsApp. Today, we have a pretty predictable process. It's taking approximately 1 week for direct customers and a couple of weeks for customers working with the SI or ISV.
Oh, wow. That is quite a considerable difference, because I remember when it first came out, like last year, I think it was, wasn't it? Or maybe the year before. We've had it around for a while, haven't we? And I remember it was taking months to get through the backlog of people wanting to get their own WhatsApp number. So that's really, really awesome. So we use the WhatsApp number a lot in Europe. And I think it's generally, WhatsApp is really popular outside of the US. So have you got any cool examples of what our customers are doing with WhatsApp?
Oh man, there are so many cool examples. Just to name a few, and I'm not going to be able to share specific names, but we're seeing a lot of innovation, a lot of activity with conversational use cases with WhatsApp, okay? So we've been able to help some large healthcare providers and governments in joint partnership with WhatsApp, because access for governments is very restrictive. So there's some entities out there using WhatsApp to provide information about COVID to citizens. That was kind of in the peak of the pandemic. Something I'm really proud and really grateful to have been able to be a part of. We've also seen a lot of notification use cases, delivery notifications.
Yeah.
Really in handy. There's a large food delivery company in Latin America that was deemed an essential service during the pandemic just because of the shelter-in-place restrictions. And they were using WhatsApp to be able to just communicate with people and get food out there.
Oh, that's really amazing.
In, recruiting, in education, in customer support, and now as the hospitality industry is coming back online, we're seeing activity there as well. So it's really like a huge spectrum. And I could go on, but yeah, there's stuff. I'm sure people here are building really, really cool things. I'd love to learn more, continue to learn more from our customers.
Well, I know I've seen in chat that people are asking what new features we might expect. So I know we can send, like, we've got GPS, haven't we? And we have like you can send images. What else can we do now?
So we, in the past year, released support for location, support for contact cards. There's actually a web session that is available today on WhatsApp that describes a little bit about how to use a contact card when you're not able to yet get an official business account. So the contact card is very useful.
So explain what a contact card is, though. I'm not sure I follow what one of those is.
Oh, sorry. Contact card is just the contact on your phone. So being able to share the contact with the end user so that they can save your business as a contact to their phone. And what that does is it will name the profile. So it will no longer look like a number. It'll have a name. And
okay, cool.
Yeah, but I don't want to ignore your question because you asked about features that are coming up. I'm very limited in terms of what I can share, I guess, in this kind of a more public forum as far as the roadmap goes. But we are investing in the richer functionalities that WhatsApp is launching and has launched. So that's one big area of investment. We will have support for buttons coming up, soon. I can't say exactly when. So buttons on WhatsApp is one thing to look forward to. And we're continuing to work on improvements to onboarding. So there's a lot of really exciting kind of, I would say, game-changing improvements to onboarding that are going to happen over the next, it's more a couple of quarters, not really a couple of weeks or months, that we're working on in partnership with WhatsApp. So those are two areas to look forward to. In addition to all the Twilio products, right, that we're building on top of WhatsApp. Yeah. Conversations with GA today, support through some exciting products that are going to be announced very soon. So yeah, I'll keep it at that for now.
Oh, I'm really excited that there's still loads to come from here. So I think we've got some questions in chat. So I know you've got a demo to share with us, which I'm excited to see. So let's just see what chat has. That's about the Signal chat application. That's not to do with what we want. Could a user send a location to a bot and we can respond with the nearest store on his location? I think that would be pretty doable, wouldn't it?
The location, these are good questions from the audience, and I really appreciate that. That shows that people are actually building with the API, so thank you. The location inbound is not yet supported. So that's something on our to-do, and we'll get to work on that. The inbound location from the end user is not something that will show up yet.
Okay, but that's something that might show up in the future. No, that's pretty cool. All right, so what are you going to demo for us today?
So I wanted to take a moment to show Autopilot, and I wanted to do it by way of an FAQ bot.
All right.
Let me see if I can share my screen here.
Perfect.
So let me know how
there we
it's
go.
Working here.
I can see it. Yeah.
Cool. Here in the stream. Great. So the demo is actually quite simple. I have a QR code. So anybody that wants to test out the demo, you can scan this QR code. This QR code is linked up to a WhatsApp sender or a WhatsApp number that is connected through Twilio. And this is just a little demo that we built for Signal TV for you guys today, just to show you some of the capabilities with Autopilot. And it's just a WhatsApp FAQ bot. We get a lot of questions about
sorry, just Octavia, could you move that QR code to the left, because it's hiding behind us. Chat, I also dropped a direct link that you could click from in the chat. You'll see that one. It's like wa.me from me, and you can click that one or scan this QR code. So yeah, sorry to interrupt you there, Octavia.
No, thank you for that. So the bot is pretty simple, and I just wanted to show how straightforward it can be to build a bot with Autopilot. And this bot has been trained with some questions that we typically get from people that are learning about WhatsApp onboarding. Cool. And so it's just designed to answer questions around onboarding, basic questions around the process. If you have questions about pricing, it's not yet production ready, but I wanted to drop it in here and see how people are interacting with it. And the main thing I wanted to show is just hooking up Autopilot to WhatsApp. So really, as you interact with the spot, you'll see that it has a number of kind of responses that it's providing back based on different categories. And we loaded it up with our FAQ. And to make this spot happen, all we did here was take this URL from Autopilot, and you just go to Autopilot, select your bot. If you don't have one, you can create one. Go to channels, click on WhatsApp, and then you'll see this URL. And this URL, you can just drop straight in here. Let me see where my window is, into your webhook URL for the WhatsApp sender. So when you come to programmable messaging, go to senders, go to WhatsApp senders, select a sender that you want to configure with Autopilot, and drop in a URL here in the webhook. And so any message that comes in that's going to be routed over to Autopilot, and Autopilot will just pick that up and start responding, interacting with the message. So that's kind of part one, is hooking it up, and then part two is just creating tasks. So each task is like a bucket of categories of responses. So we just named here the tasks based on basic questions about the business app, about the WhatsApp API. Here I want to talk to a human. And
so this is training for our bot, isn't it? Can I just get you to make that a little bit bigger for us, Ottavio? And the other thing I have, some people are having problems with the link, and they are also having problems with the QR code. So I have the actual number, and I am going to share that. That will work just the same, won't it? So if I share the WhatsApp number, I'm going to do that now, everybody.
Test this out myself here. And this is
done it.
the demo gods that are putting us to the test today.
So I've sent a message to it. What could do I just ask it anything to do with like the API? Is that it? Or like how to onboard? Would that be a good question?
Yeah, you can ask, how do I get started with onboarding?
Okay, let's see.
How do I onboard? Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, straight away, I've got to onboard onto WhatsApp. You need to request access. So it's given me a link. So that's really cool. So it's already working. And I can keep going along with this conversation, I take it as well. It's not going to end it a little bit like a studio flow would end. This is just going to be an open conversation.
Yeah, apologies. My connection might be a little iffy here, but yes, you can just keep going with the conversation.
Cool.
Yes, absolutely.
It seems that, the QR code does work. Some people were having problems with it, but good. Okay, so in chat, have a go and let Ottavio know what you think. So I know that you've changed that number again. Could you go and show us where it now lives? Because it used to, where you set up WhatsApp, it used to live somewhere else, didn't it? And now it's recently changed. Where does it live now?
So now everything is still in programmable messaging.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're doing is we are, instead of calling this programmable SMS, this is now programmable messaging.
Yeah.
When you go to programmable messaging, by the way, all the menu items are here, and you can click this little pin icon to make it sticky, right? So I've made this programmable messaging icon sticky, and here you go to senders. And this represents more of the longer term vision that we at Twilio, the messaging team, are working on, which is to unify messaging, to really just continue to provide that one API to interact across many channels.
Yeah.
And so this has been, moved from kind of a WhatsApp header to senders.
Okay.
And here you'll see WhatsApp senders. And under the WhatsApp senders, you will, find all your numbers, and you can request a new number. Now, if you don't have access to the screen, that just means that you have not yet been approved by WhatsApp. So there should be a link here. If you can't see this button to request a new sender, there will be a link here for you to request access and to kind of begin the onboarding process, which, as I mentioned earlier, has been taking about a week, maybe 2 weeks if you are working with the SI or ISV.
That's really cool. So would I have to, if I press that big blue button and I requested a new number, would that then be another, like, require another round through Facebook to get approved? Or do I just automatically get approved because I've already got a number?
Good question. So Facebook has a few stages of approval. The longest approval is the business approval for your entire business, and that happens one time.
All right.
But every number also does have to be approved. The specific thing that's being approved by Facebook and WhatsApp is this display name. So every time you request a new number, once you have one, your business is already approved. So you've done the hard part, which is business verification and going through their commerce policy review. That's the part that takes a while. Once that's done, every new number or sender usually takes, a couple of days. If you need it really fast, you can actually open a support ticket and that gets routed. We have a dedicated operations team that can work on approving that as fast as possible, submitting that right away to WhatsApp and registering the number. So the number approval is a lot quicker.
That's pretty awesome. I think the last thing that I would love you to just give us a little bit more insight on is the templates and why we need the WhatsApp templates.
Thank you. Did anybody send you this question? Such a good question.
No, that was my own question.
I love the opportunity to explain why templates are needed. So what happens is that WhatsApp is encrypted, right? So when the message is sent over into WhatsApp, Facebook, they can't read the message. And so what WhatsApp has done is to protect the ecosystem, they have required that notifications conform to a message template. So they will approve the message format. And it looks like an email template, right? That many people are familiar with, where you can have placeholder variables and you can substitute name or address or product name and so on. And that's something that WhatsApp can see, they can approve it, and now you're free to use that for notifications. So that's required when you're sending a notification to a user because it's WhatsApp's way of having some visibility into what's going on in the ecosystem. On the flip side, what happens is once WhatsApp approves a business, they really don't know how the business is interacting with the users because the messages can't be read. And so the message template is a way for them to just, confirm that there's not spam or kind of bad stuff happening at scale with notifications.
Okay, so we have another question from Charlie OD UK. Can I send out messages to different WhatsApp numbers from my WhatsApp-enabled Twilio number without the customer initiating the conversation? And I think that's what templates allow you to do, isn't it? This is for when you want to notify someone that their delivery is on the way. You have a template, and that allows you to almost cold contact the customers. Is that correct?
Yes, that's exactly what the template is for. You can send it to anybody. The rule is that you do need to get opt-in. You need to get their permission to send that notification. That's a rule that is published in the terms of service with WhatsApp. It is not something that is programmatically enforced. What happens is if you go and send out a bunch of notifications and, if somebody were to choose to break the rule, usually people will end up blocking and reporting spam on WhatsApp itself. And WhatsApp has an algorithm that will end up throttling that number. So I think it's really important from a UX standpoint, from usability standpoint, to get the opt-in and, to make sure that your number doesn't get throttled.
That's been fantastic. Thank you so much, Ottavio, for coming and spending some time with us. And congratulations on it going GA today. I mean, that is really exciting. And I'm so excited to see all the new features that you've got planned. So yeah, a massive thank you for that. And anyone, you can still just go and play with that bot and get more information on WhatsApp and how to get started with it. So yeah, thank you very much, Ottavio.
Cool. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Have a nice day. Enjoy Signal.
We'll have more sessions from Signal TV coming really soon, so if you're not subscribed, subscribe now. In the meantime, check out one of these other videos appearing on screen right now. We'll see you real soon. Until then, I'm out of here. Bye.